Teroxx community, welcome to our trade of the week video. Last week we saw quite a diversified crypto market. While the beginning of the week was characterized by a dip, the market stabilized again and experienced a rally in the second half of the week. As a result, on a weekly basis, a lot of cryptos were green, and all in all, we established long positions in the second half of the week. And so we closed Link with 4.7% profit and held at this moment Bitcoin and Ethereum with 6.9 and 7.8% profits. I just painted you something over here. So how I said, we had a dip of around 9% at the start of the week, and this was like around 2 days ongoing, and afterwards we saw a sideways movement. There was a sideways movement as well. You can't open long positions real in there. So this is then a period of time of 4 days where the market dipped and only went sideways, but we built a support down below at around $3.77 in Link and built another support at $3.83. So basically we had a support that held 2 times, then lifted up, and built a support that we touched multiple times, and then we lifted up. So over here, what was possible in Link as a short-term trade was to open after trend confirmation, and then as the market broke down again here, to trail the stop loss and to get out of the market. Due to this dip was a dip of around 3%. So first of all, we got out here to book the profit, and later on, as we saw this support held, we went in back again. And what we as well can see, that this purple line, this is an MA line, this moving average line, went good as a support. So we touched it multiple times, but always lifted up from this level. So again, as well here, multiple orders in Link possible. But what should I say, from this support to the highest point, we went up around 8%. So from this move onwards, we booked around 4.7% profits and opened different positions afterwards as the market rose again. So this is a typical trade: buy back the dip after you see a stabilized movement or a small uptrend. The same goes for Bitcoin, and what I wanted to point out here is what you can see is that we had as well a dip of around 11% in Bitcoin and a start of the week dip of around 6%. So in the first stage we dipped around 10% to the lowest point and then climbed back up, so that the losses were around 7%, and then at another dip of around 6.3%. So that we, all in all, after a lot of days, built a support down below at 8,650. Based from this support, we saw again, like Link, that we touched it again and then saw an upswing move, and as the market close above these 2 MA lines that are crossed here, the green and the purple one, the market lifted up a little. We went into this market, saw that there was a new support built, and then the market rose steadily and then built a sideways channel for a few days. So what as well we can see over here is that afterwards, as it went through the weekend, we had 4 days of sideways movement where the price ranged between 9.7 and 9.350. So all in all, there was no volatility after we climbed back, and this is why we as well bought back the dip with a positive trend continuation, to see that we're not buying the highest points, that we're not buying the breakouts, but that we seeing a positive momentum, and that we then going in at low prices to then, even if the market is dropping little, having good profits. And afterwards we closed a bag of Bitcoin over here to secure the profits and trade the other ones as we rose up. And then we had a pump and dump. All in all, this is quite interesting. All the profits from this upswing were washed out within a few minutes. How you can see, this candle, this support is below the last weekend prices or the start of the week prices. So as well, here it's always good to have a stop loss. We traded the stop loss and then got washed out of Bitcoin, and what you can see, Bitcoin is now climbing back a little from this support level. So all in all, still a bullish market, even if 10k seems to be a real hard hurdle at this moment. Ethereum, it's quite different, as you can may see over here. So we dipped 10%, then went up again to then nearly the same levels. So what you can see, different from the other cryptos, Ethereum built a local resistance over here that is nearly the top from the dip. So Ethereum climbed nicely, but then as well broke down a little. So basically afterwards, Ethereum had another dip of around 6%, but as well built a higher low, and this is quite bullish due to the support was, so to speak, lifted up. And as we as well, like in Ethereum in the second half of the week, saw a positive momentum, we went into this market, it climbed above average lines, it built a higher low again, and so the faith in the market was given. We went up, we traded our stop loss at the RSI, shot super high, as you can make see over here. It went above 80, we built a local resistance at around 245, and then had a breakdown in Ethereum of around 6%. We traded our stop loss and got washed out of this market here, and as we saw that the market is finding a good support, we built the next position. Of course, the breakdown washed out some of the profits due to the trade stop loss, but now as well Ethereum is climbing nicely up again and is already above the average prices from the weekend. So as well here, still kind of bullish, and these were our trades of the last week. So all in all, we waited for the dip to end, opened then new positions after we saw a positive trend continuation, trade our stop loss and get washed out on the market and booking the profits as the market went down a little. All in all, I hope you liked this video. If you do so, I would love it if you could share, comment or like this video, and we will hear us next time when it comes to trade of the week provided by Teroxx.